What's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. And as you can see through the opening credits here, we are going to be playing through the FIFA Women's World Cup. And as you, I'm sure, are well aware, the Women's World Cup is currently going on down under in Australia and New Zealand. And with EA adding the Women's World Cup to their game with all the wonderful overlays and designs, I just thought it was only right, let's try and map out England's potential journey in this tournament as they look to go and become European and world champions. As you can see there, their best result was in 2015, a third place finish. I think the Lionesses can improve on that today, as we see Group D, England, Haiti, Denmark and China. An interesting group for sure, obviously a little unorthodox compared to what we see in the men's game. It's nice to see some different nations in the Women's World Cup tournaments. And yeah, basically I just wanted to play through this tournament. At the time of recording this, the group stages have just finished. We're in this 1 day period before the last 16 starts, so all of the group games have been played, although I did record this gameplay, I think it was after match day 1, after the Haiti game. But yeah, as you can see, we're running through the team here. I actually mix up the formation just slightly. I go to a 4-3-3 attacking, just because I prefer playing with that cam rather than 3 holding mids. But I just as we go into the first game against Haiti here, I just want to talk about the tournament so far as a whole, because it's just been an absolutely fascinating tournament. And if you haven't been watching it, I honestly really recommend you tuning in from tomorrow onwards, because the last 16 is going to kick off and this is where it gets tasty. But there have been so many incredible stories, so many incredible upsets, that it's just been inspiring. You know, look at Jamaica, for example. They knocked out Brazil after all the trouble that the Jamaicans have gone through in recent times. They've been having loads of issues with the Jamaican Federation. Basically, their federation haven't been funding them, haven't been supporting them, basically just forgotten about them. They haven't been paying for them to play friendlies. They haven't been able to play World Cup friendlies pre-tournament and get, you know, ready and fit and in the mentality of going into a World Cup. And then they actually had to crowdfund just to get the team physically there, which is just incredible. I think they raised something like £48,000, and that literally paid for the team to fly to Australia. So absolutely insane. And then they turned up, match day 1, they drew with France, incredibly. They beat Panama, and then they drew with Brazil. Brazil, after losing to France, knew that they had to beat Jamaica to go through. Jamaica had managed to hold on, and the Reggae Girls secured their place in the next round. Honestly, incredible, knocking out one of the favourites in Brazil. Then in that same group, you know, Panama, they scored an absolute worldie to lead against France, which was their first ever goal as well. What a goal it was, a 30-yard free kick, I think, from Martha Cox. Incredible. 2 minutes in, if you haven't seen that already, go check it out. That was one of the best goals I've seen in the tournament so far, one of the best moments. And then in the final group, Colombia beating Germany. An 18-year-old scored an absolute worldie. There have been some really good goals in this tournament. She was diagnosed with cancer just 2 years ago, and at the age of 18 she scored Colombia's first goal this tournament. It was amazing. What a finish it was. And Colombia went on to beat Germany, the 2 times winners, who would actually get knocked out of the group stage. So they played South Korea in match day 3, and they had to win, and South Korea held on for a draw. They weren't really playing for anything, the Koreans, but they played valiantly and they drew with Germany. And because Morocco beat Colombia, Morocco and Colombia progressed through the group stage. Another incredible story. Morocco, the second lowest ranked team in the tournament, after losing 6-0 to Germany in match day 1, they've turned it around. They won both their games against Colombia and South Korea, and they managed to secure their place into the next round. Honestly, just incredible stories wherever you look. Nigeria beat Australia, Japan thumping Spain and winning the group. They haven't conceded a goal yet. South Africa qualified and scored after scoring an injury time winner against Italy to knock out the Italians, and that was their first ever win in a World Cup game. The Philippines beat New Zealand. Zambia, the lowest ranked team, got their first ever World Cup win. There's just been stories all over the place. Honestly, if you haven't been watching this tournament, get watching it. It's not too late. It's been incredible. It's been inspiring. And hopefully, with all of these stories going on, the Lionesses are just going about their business. You know, Their first two games against Haiti and Denmark, as you'll see here, the full-time whistle is about to go in our game with Haiti. We beat them 4-1. England beat Haiti 1-0 in real life. Didn't play particularly well, but managed to get the win. Denmark in match day 2 again got the win, which is the most important thing, but they didn't play particularly well. First half an hour, they blitzed Denmark. Lauren James scored an absolute worldie, but for the rest of the game, they weren't too great. And then obviously going into match day 3, they thumped China, which was just the performance I think they needed going into the knockout stages, where they'll face Nigeria, who have been a very good and impressive side. They've been very well structured, very good defensively as well. So that'll be a tough one for England. But in our game against Haiti, we won 4-1, Toon Daly scoring twice, and then England scoring for England. Rachel Daly as well. So she won the Golden Boot in this season's WSL with Aston Villa, but she's actually been playing a dynamic role for the Lionesses down under. She's been playing at left back, which it seems odd seeing a top scorer, a Golden Boot winner, the number 9 playing at left back, but she's just showing that she can adapt and she'll play wherever she needs to. And I think she came out and said that she's not one of these people that is going to be like, no, I'm a striker, I'm going to play here. Like, if the team need her to play at left back, she'll play left back, which I absolutely love. I think that's I just think that's such a good mentality to have, and it's just all about the team rather than the individual. Demornay would score Haiti's goal before she actually got sent off, and yeah, Lauren James bagging an assist as well as we headed into the game with Denmark, who in real life they've looked not bad. Cool, I think it is pronounced, the talented midfielder. She's just signed for Arsenal this year. She looks like a really good talent in that midfield. It's the Danes' first World Cup since 2007 actually, which is crazy. And they are led by their record goal scorer Harder up top. She has 70 goals in 141 games and won the WSL with Chelsea last season. So she's going to be hot in form going into the tournament. And obviously Denmark progressed through this group in real life, and they will face Australia, I believe it is. So, playing one of the co-hosts there, how will Denmark fare? Well, going into this game, we led 2-0. Denmark did get a player sent off as well. Second game in a row that I had a player sent off against me. Kind of weird, that one. Trollsgaard got 2 yellows, and then which obviously resulted in a red. And then we would secure a 3-0 win against the Danes. This game we actually didn't play too well, but we managed to get a couple goals. And then obviously with the player advantage, managed to seal out the win. Toon, Hemp, and England. So Toon and England, getting back-to-back goals. Hemp getting on the score sheet for the first time this tournament. And just like England in real life, we win 2 from 2, but we win a lot more comfortably. We have a +5 goal difference, and Haiti beat China 2-1. So going into the final game, Haiti played Denmark, knowing that a draw will see them through. Denmark have to beat Haiti to progress to the knockout stages. And then heading into the final group game, we play China, they're an interesting one because they had a very strong presence in women's international football in the 90s, but their progress has stagnated in the last 20 years or so. But they are on the rise again, I think. They won that Asia Cup last year, and they have always qualified out of their group when qualifying for the World Cup. I think that's a really interesting stat. Unfortunately, that was ended this year, where they finished bottom of the group. But yeah, going into this game, I knew that obviously we had qualified and we were probably going to win the group because of our emphatic goal difference. So I think I made like 8 or 9 changes, made plenty of changes going into this one because I wanted to give my starters a rest, but I also wanted to rotate the squad as well. And Lauren James, who's impressed me in the first couple of games, she gets a start here, and she would give us the opening goal just 4 minutes in. Now, Lauren James has been the star in real life. She scored the only goal against Denmark, a beautiful finish just 4 minutes in. And then in the next game against China, where she actually played in a cam role. So the formation got mixed up a little bit for the China game. They played 3 at the back with 2 strikers, and it actually seemed to balance the team out a lot better. Lauren James would bag 2 goals and 2 assists, and she had a goal disallowed as well for offside. So she nearly actually bagged a hat-trick along with 2 assists, but she gets her second goal here, and then she would get her third as well. So she may not have got a hat-trick against China in real life, but she gets a hat-trick in this game. And then Rachel Daly gets her third goal in 3 games to give us a 4-0 lead. And that would be at full time. So 3 games, 3 wins, just like the Lionesses in real life. Scored plenty of goals. Lauren James stars like she did in real life. And remember, I recorded this after match day 1. So Lauren James hadn't starred against China and Denmark when I recorded this gameplay. I was playing this out and I was like, damn, Lauren James is an absolute superstar. What's going on here? The Chelsea winger has been absolutely class. And as you see there, the group stage, Haiti managed to grab a draw with Denmark, meaning the Haitians qualify out of our group. Incredible story for them. They go through as we progress as group winners. Running through the groups here, Australia managed to qualify, co-host. They managed to in real life as well. They had to go down to the final game after losing to Nigeria match day 2. They thumped Canada. A really impressive display, actually, from the Matildas. Sam Kerr has missed all 3 group games, but they managed to rally. And I think, was it 3-0? I think they battered Canada 3-0 or 4-0 in the end. They thumped the Canadians, who are in the top 10 ranked sides currently in the world. And they managed to progress. New Zealand, though, the other co-hosts, unfortunately bowed out. A disappointing display from them against Switzerland. I think they drew 0-0 when they needed a win. Was quite poor. As we look at the round of 16 draw here, we will face Australia, co-host Australia. Like I said, Sam Kerr has missed all 3 games for Australia in real life. I wonder if she will be fit enough to play in the last 16. I really hope she is, because she is the poster girl for this tournament. She's the poster girl for Australia. She has been absolutely class. You know, she's fantastic for a club, Chelsea, as well. I just I hope that she manages to get some sort of game time for the Matildas. We're going into this game. Obviously, we would rotate back to our recognisable 11, I'd say. Earps obviously has played every game, but yeah, we go back to Greenwood left back, Carter centre back, Toon in the cam spot with Walsh and Stanwell behind her. I just want to touch on Walsh as well quickly. It's such a shame that she got injured in the second game against Denmark. It looks like she's going to be out potentially for the rest of the tournament. It luckily wasn't an ACL, which seems to be a massive problem in women's game right now. So thankfully she hasn't done her ACL, but yeah, it's not looking good for the central defensive mid. Well, just 18 minutes in, Chloe Kelly would hit the bar. Kelly, who has her position's been threatened by Lauren James. Obviously, she scored a hat-trick against China, but I went with Chloe Kelly on the wing, and well, Chloe Kelly hit the bar. And then going into the second half, the Matildas would take a 1-0 lead. The first time we've actually been a goal down in this tournament. So for the first time, we're having to show a bit of fight, show a bit of character as we sub on Russo and Lauren James. The time was taken away with 10 minutes to go. It was one of the subs that starred, but Russo, she would get the goal. Alessia Russo, what a bright future she has in front of her. She would grab the equaliser with 10 minutes to go, and we would head to extra time. So it's the first time we don't win the game, and thankfully we don't lose it, because we would have been out. 8 minutes into extra time, and Russo would release Lauren James. Oh God, this girl is a star. She is an absolute star. Lauren James would give us the go-ahead goal just 8 minutes into extra time. Russo bagging an assist to go along with a goal, and then deep into injury time with Australia pushing, we managed to secure the win. Russo, 2 goals and an assist off the bench. What a performance from her. Lauren James getting a goal as well. That is her 4th, I think, of the tournament. 4th in 4 games for Lauren James. Love to see it, and unfortunately we knock out the co-host, which I'm sure there would have been plenty of boos ringing around the Australia stadium here, but we do progress to the quarterfinals, and we beat Australia 3-1. Well, looking at the table here, I love these graphics, by the way. Looking at the table, we would face one of Germany or France, and as we know, obviously Germany aren't through to the knockout stages in real life. France are, though, and it would be France that we play in the quarterfinals. France, obviously, the side that knocked out England in the Qatar World Cup in the men's game last winter at the quarterfinal stage. It was, yeah, that seems like so long ago now, actually. I remember sitting in the pub. It's so weird thinking that we had a winter World Cup. I remember sitting in the pub. It was awful, raining, cold outside, and we were inside cheering on England at a World Cup. And yeah, unfortunately, the French beat us. Could we Could we get one over on the French and get a bit of redemption for the men's side? Well, we'd be wearing the away blue for the first time, so whether that's a lucky charm or not, who knows? We've won all 4 games so far in the home white kit. This French side, honestly, is just so strong. They had a lot of issues actually recently, France, with a lot of their players actually boycotted playing because they weren't happy with how their manager was going about the side. The French then sacked their manager and brought in Hervé Renard, who you might remember from the Qatar World Cup. He was the Saudi Arabia manager. He led them famously to the victory against eventual winners Argentina. He is now in charge of the French side, and since then it's just been all good vibes in the French camp, and their key players have come back into the fray. Well, in this game, who else but Lauren James? Honestly, this girl is a star. In the first half, she volleys home to give us a 1-0 lead. What a beautiful finish, by the way. But 8 minutes before half time, Diani would make it 1-1. And then Le Sommer. Oh my word, what a finish this is. Jesus Christ. 2 goals in 5 minutes for the French, and somehow we're behind. And for the second knockout game in a row, we are behind in a game. We're going to have to show some character. We're going to have to show some fight. Let's get back out there. Well, you know, if conceding the second goal wasn't enough, we would then receive an injury. Greenwood picking up a knock. It was a clean tackle, I must say. It wasn't a foul, but it was just a hefty one, and Greenwood would be out for the rest of the tournament. So Charles coming on in her place. Well, going into the second half, this girl can do no wrong. Lauren James brings us equal at 2-2. What a start she is. And then she's fed through by Russo with 5 minutes to go. Second hat-trick of the tournament. 7th goal for Lauren James. And I'm running out of superlatives for this girl. Unbelievable. She's been smashing it in real life. Well, is this a premonition? Is she gonna lead England to World Cup glory? Well, with this late goal, she is going to take us to the semi-finals. Lauren James with her 7th goal of the tournament, her 2nd hat-trick. What a finish that is. And we would manage to see it through just about. It was a tough game against the French, but we knocked them out and we move into the last 4 thanks to a Lauren James hat-trick. What a goal, what a performance, what a player. And it just runs in the family, clearly, because her brother is obviously Reece James, the defender for Chelsea. So the James family, you've got something to be proud of. You have got some absolute ballers in your family. Well, we would move on to the semi-finals and face Brazil, USA against Spain in the other semi-final. 4 big teams there. Obviously, USA, that's a story I didn't even touch on earlier when we were doing our recap. USA, who have won the last 2 World Cups, who are the top ranked side in the world, barely made it out of the group stages. They were playing Portugal on match day 3, and they needed to avoid defeat to go through, and it was 0-0. USA had played awful, and in injury time, Portugal hit the post. They were within a couple of inches of knocking out the Americans. It was almost an incredible story, and just to put it in perspective, so that game finished 0-0. That was only the 2nd time in World Cup history that the Americans have not scored in a game, which is insane. And it's also the 2nd time in history that they failed to win at least 2 group games. That just shows their dominance the Americans have in the Women's World Cup game. Well, I think now that the rest of the world are catching up with them, and they have Sweden in the next round, and I actually back Sweden to beat USA. That's what I put down in my predictions. Anyway, Sweden have looked incredibly impressive, winning all 3 of their group games. Well, going into our semi-final with Brazil, another team who have not made it out of the group stage. A big shock. Marta, the famous Brazilian, playing in her 6th World Cup tournament for her nation and her final World Cup game for her nation. They would not progress through the group stage. In the game, though, they made the semi-finals, and well, I mean, who else but Lauren James bagging her 8th goal and the opening goal of this game. I just can't believe how much of a star this player is. Obviously, a lot of the players are a lot higher rated than she is. I think she's 81 in the game. But, you know, you just click with a player. She has been absolutely firing from every angle, every position, and here she scores again. Yes, Brazil equalised with a lovely little dinked finish, I might add, but Lauren would bag her second of the game with a beautiful finish, and then we would go 3-1 up. But 10 minutes before half time, what a finish this was, by the way. We were just talking about Marta, the captain. Absolute worldie. A touch and a volley into the top corner. She brings her side to within 1 goal. Fantastic finish. And all of a sudden, it's backs against the wall. You know, when I went 3-1 up, I was like, okay, cool, let's see this game out nice and comfortable. Well, we're not even at half time yet, and it's 3-3. Brazil equalise for the second time this game, and we are level at 3. And well, there've been goals galore. I mean, I honestly don't even know what to say about this. We were going into the final minute of injury time. I lofted a ball over to Lauren James. I just thought, you know what? She's bagged 9 goals this tournament. I'm just going to hit it. And the keeper's had a stinker, I must admit. Yeah, she's not happy about it. I don't know how that volley's gone in. That should be an easy save for the keeper. But when your luck's in, your luck's in. And Lauren James has a 3rd hat-trick at this tournament. Absolutely outrageous. 3 hat-tricks in 4 games. 10 goals for the tournament. And she's not done there. 4 goals in this game. She scores a header. I think that's our first header goal this tournament. Maybe. Gives us a 5-3 lead in the semi-final, and for the second time in the game we have a 2-goal lead. Can we see this one out? Well, we would make it a 6-3 lead. Lauren James, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. I was scoring these goals and I just thought, I can't do anything wrong with her. Every time she shoots, she scores. 5 goals for Lauren James in the World Cup semi-final. How many goals? 12, I think. 12 goals in the tournament. Absolutely outrageous from the Chelsea winger. And although Brazil get a late consolation, it would mean nothing. 6-4 the final score. England progress to the World Cup final after Lauren James bags 5 goals. It was Toon who bagged the other as well, our 3rd goal of the game. I actually think James might have assisted that goal as well. Just, yeah, absolutely outrageous. Spain would beat USA. A big shock there. The Spanish have looked good. You know, they won their first 2 opening games and then got humbled by Japan in real life. As we look through their run here, in the game they won all 3, scoring 9 goals, conceding just 2. They beat Norway in the last 16. They then beat Argentina in the quarterfinals before beating USA, in the semi-finals. So they've only conceded 4 goals in 6 games. So they've got a tight defence. They've also got, we've got Lauren James smashing it on, was she on 12 goals? They have got Putellas. She has got 6 in 6 for Spain, which in any other major tournament would be a really good record. But Lauren James has just gone, 6 and 6. Yeah, that's cute. I'll double that. Lauren James with 12 goals in the first 6 games. Well, as we enter the World Cup final, what an opportunity this is. Can England become world champions after becoming European champions last year? By the way, I just want to say, if England can do this, which I think they actually have a chance because every other team has shown vulnerabilities, I think England definitely have a chance of becoming world and European champions. And that European run where they won the Euros at home at Wembley, it was just beautiful. It was so good to see. And I actually went to the quarter-final. It was at the Amex in Brighton. I went to the quarter-final where they beat Spain in extra time. What a game that was. What an atmosphere it was. And yeah, it's class to see the Lionesses went on to do the nation proud and win the tournament. Now we are just 90 minutes away, or potentially 120 minutes plus penalties, from becoming world champions. And hopefully we can inspire the Lionesses in real life to go on and win the game. Well, kick off against Spain in the World Cup final in Australia. Can we see this game through? Well, just a few minutes in, Lucy Bronze is found out wide. She gets to the byline, cuts it back to Georgia Stanway. Lift off in the World Cup final. England lead 1-0. Lucy Bronze, the absolute legend of the game. She gets to the byline, pulls it back to Georgia Stanway, who gets her first goal of the tournament, and what a timely goal it is. Down the other end, Earps with a fantastic save to keep us at 1-0, and then Hemp is found in between the defenders, in behind. And what a finish this is from Lauren Hemp. Just her second goal of the tournament. She scored in the second game against Denmark. What a finish this is from Hemp. The Man City winger puts it absolute postage stamp. This finish was outrageous. The first touch was a bit baggy and I was a bit worried here. So I just thought, let's just absolutely hammer it. What a finish this is. And we are flying in the semi-final. Look at this angle. Oh my word. Beautiful finish. We lead 2-0, but don't forget we did lead by 2 goals in the semi-final. Brazil came back, so let's not forget that. Well, 7 minutes before half-time, Spain would get the goal to bring it back to 2-1. It would be that player Putellas getting her 7th in 7. And then on the stroke for half-time, in injury time, they equalise. Hermoso with the finish. Really nice finish. And just like that, after dominating for 36, 37 minutes, we're level, tied. Desmond, 2-2 going into half-time as Hermoso gets her 4th goal of the tournament. Nice finish, but disappointment all round in the England camp. I want a reaction in the second half. Well, 10 minutes in, Hemp to Daly. Great save from the keeper. Really good chance that I could have squared. I think I chose not to. And then the keeper makes another great save here from Stanway as we push on looking for the 5th and maybe final goal of this game. 5 minutes ago before the full-time whistle. It's been a tight second half, but Ella Toone, the Man United player, comes up big with her 3rd goal of the tournament and potentially the winner for the World Cup final. Ella Toone has just written her name into the history books. Hemp is found in behind. She gets the byline, cuts it back to Ella Toone with just 5 minutes to go in what was such a tight second half. Toone bags the goal, bags our 3rd, the 5th of the game, and the decisive one. And the referee blows her whistle. That is it. It's all over. England are world champions. A 3-2 win over Spain. Stanway, Hemp and Toone getting the goals. Lauren James, the star of the tournament, bagging 12 goals in 7 games. Didn't score today, but the Lionesses get it done. We dealt with injuries. We dealt with setbacks. You know, multiple times we were in the knockout stages. We were a goal down. And then in the semi-final and the final, we led. Both Brazil and Spain got back and leveled the score, but we managed to get ourselves going again and win the game. And just look at the scenes there. It's beautiful. England world champions. God, we could be hearing that in a few weeks' time, guys. I'm just saying, England have an incredible chance of winning this World Cup. I can feel it. It would be an incredible story and an amazing feat for English football and for women's football if they could go on and win this World Cup. If they become world and European champions, they'll just be incredible and they will inspire a nation. I mean, they already have. They've been incredible. England beat Spain to win the World Cup. USA beat Brazil to finish in the 3rd place spot. What a tournament. What a run it was. Obviously, in real life, we know that England have won their group. They've won all 3 games. We don't know how they're going to get on in the knockout stages. Hopefully, they can emulate this as we look at the stats. Lauren James, 12 goals and 7. What a hero. 3 hat-tricks. Assists, Russo and Toone actually. 5 assists each, but Ella Toone did it in 1 game less. And then the Golden Gloves go to split between Brazil and Spain. Incredible story. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, England can emulate what we've just done in the game there. And if you haven't, make sure you go check out the World Cup mode in FIFA. Go give it a go and play with your nation and see if you can lead them to World Cup glory. And if you aren't already, make sure you're tuning in to watch the Women's World Cup. It's been an incredible tournament so far. So many incredible stories. Make sure you're experiencing it and just going and supporting your nation, whichever nation that is. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop it a like. Don't forget to sub to the channel. We're on our road to 300 subs, I think. And there will be more videos coming out soon. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.